Hey, do you know what year it is? No, I didn't come from the future and I'm not stupid. We can debate about it later. Just lately on TikTok, a lot of creators said that they wish to live in 50s. And not because back then people didn't know that sugar was harmful and could happily eat kilograms of it, but because those creators positioned themselves as traditional wives or Tradwives. I don't know about you, but I'll stick to sugar. And the reason why this topic became so popular on the internet is because Tradwives like to share not only their cleaning and recipes, but some controversial ideas like obeying to husbands. Traditional wives submit to their husband. Is she kissing his legs at the wedding? I'm sorry, I don't know much about traditions. Maybe it's a normal activity right before cutting the cake. Or maybe she prays using him instead of an icon? Yeah, she wanted to live in the 50s, but it's 2024. We created e-churches, so I think that should be considered Christian too. Enjoy their role as keeper of the home. Dress up for their husbands. Know how to properly set a table. Don't shame our husbands, we lift them up. Oh, so she was lifting him up, now I see it. Every traditional wife should be the best housekeeper, the most feminine creation on earth, and all of that should be topped by lifting up your husband even when you're upset with them. Better to do it emotionally and physically. Believe in for better for worse, not divorce. I'm sorry, before continuing this, is this list of rules extended on husband too? I'm just scared for all traditional wives finding out that their husbands have heard of word divorce too. It's great if you both can work out through your marriage problems, but you can never guarantee that from your partner. If he breaks up with you, you can't keep chasing after him thinking that it was a joke. Sooner or later, you will find it out by restraining order. Prefer dresses over pants. Don't buy $8 lattes, we make our own at home. Those two are the most strange for me. What latte has done to you? I didn't know going to cafe in classic pants, for example, is something modern. It's a bit strange, but for some reason dresses became one of the most important symbols of Tradwives.
I don't wear pants.
You mean at all? It's not 50s vibes anymore, it's more like 10,000 years BC.
And people usually have a lot of questions about that, so I figured we'd do a little chat about modesty.
Oh, I have a lot of questions too. Of course modesty won't be helpful in that case. You should be very uninhibited to proudly walk around without your pants. And I hope the creator lives in a warm region.
I stopped wearing pants in 2018 shortly after I was saved.
Did they attack her? I never trusted jeans zipper.
I had started reading my Bible before I was saved, and soon after, I had a conviction to start dressing more modestly.
Oh, saved in that way. I'm the type of person who believes you can do anything as long as you like it, if it's legal of course. But can you please don't call all other people the wrong ones? We are not possessed by pants demons. Of course I'm joking around here, but for some traditional wives, this kind of lifestyle is the only acceptable way. Society wants women out of their house, because when a woman doesn't raise her children, the government and the internet does. When you look at Gen Alpha's internet activity, it gets scary. I can agree on that. But leaving your children at a daycare doesn't mean that their first words are going to be skibidi toilet. Because even if you work, you are a parent and you set rules and raise your child. And the government? Should I really say something about that? Just don't dress up your children as Jimmy Carter on Halloween, I guess. I'm not into politics. 1950s housewife. Hey, what are you doing? 2023 housewife. Baking cookies for my husband while I wait for him to come home from work. Me too. They didn't make you get a job? They tried. I said no. Let's face the facts. To become a housewife, you just need to go home and stay there, without having a degree or any stress in interviews. I personally find housekeeping a very hard work and you can't even take a day off. But if your husband wants to make money for both of you, who is able to make you get a job? They? Who is that? Are the government and the internet in the room with us right now? Of course, people may be worried about your financial safety. But it's not a struggle becoming a housewife. At least I thought so.
You are a traditional woman who's got no pictures on Instagram, who isn't going out all day, every day, who isn't sleeping around and isn't getting lots of surgery. There's no reward in that. You will never find a date. There's no reward in being a traditional good woman anymore.
Yeah, back then it was so different. For being a good traditional wife, a king would give you a Nobel Prize and a cow. Hate nowadays world. Unfortunately, there are no prize for anything you do. That's why you should only live the way you like and want to. If you do something only for the reward, you should think twice if you want to continue living this way. And I didn't know having no surgeries is a struggle. I would even say the opposite way. Saving money for that, stressing out about it, and putting yourself there is more complicated than just doing nothing. But if you think that there should be some reward for that, as a woman who has no surgeries, I demand liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I really need your support as a small creator. Thanks. Even though traditional wives say how much they fight with stereotypes, they are the main source of creating more and more stereotypes about other women.
5 things I would never do as a homemaker. Number 1, keep a clean and orderly home and regularly pick up after my husband and children. I don't care about my home and prefer to live like an animal in a barn instead.
Moo! There was a joke that adult men can put away their own dishes. And you can teach your children how to clean up their toys by themselves. I don't think working women like to spread poops on their walls to finish up the atmosphere of the barn.
Number 2, take out the trash. I prefer my home to smell like a dumpster and rotten eggs. Besides, that is a man's job.
No need to be so aggressive. I promise I'll put the cap in the dishwasher in a minute.
Number 4, wash the dishes. It adds a lot more flavor to your food to eat off of dirty dishes.
Can't agree more on that. How old were you when you realized that you can save up some money on vegetables and spices? Because mold can replace both of them. Additionally, it's fluffy and cute. Maybe one day it will become alive. I don't think there are many people who would say that being a housewife is something bad. It's your choice and it's great because you like it. But why do they see modern women as something disgusting and abnormal? Traditional, love, pleasing the Lord, purpose, beauty, husband, peace, honor, submission, family. Modern, brainwashed single pills, that, pleasing to Satan, annoying, can't cook, only fans, no purpose. What can I say? I'll take both. Even though the modern one looks a bit depressed and she's brainwashed and annoying, traditional wife has a very traditional lobotomy smile. My favorite argument of everyone who's against modern lifestyle is pleasing to Satan. I would say it's a very old traditional thing too, basically pleasing anyone spiritual. Furthermore, in my whole life I've never seen a modern person who would do this. Therefore I have a question. Who is this woman? The internet? The government again?
Somewhere along the line, feminine has been replaced with feminism with the sole purpose of keeping women out of the home, which forces those to rely on the government to teach and raise our children.
The liberated feminists. Chubby from her diet of fast food and microwave meals. The Tradwife. Slim figure from her healthy homemade meals and active lifestyle. Homemade food is great, but you can make a lot of different things at home. For example, homemade lard must be very great for your diet, which has 902 calories per 100 grams. And Big Mac has 257, which is 3.5 times less. What else can you expect from a product that contains 99.4 grams of fat in 100 grams? Don't think that I believe fast food is healthy, I'm not being delusional. I'm just saying that I saw a lot of homemade recipes that you can't call healthy even on 5%. Wears tons of makeup because of her low esteem, damaged hair from over dyeing. Loves her natural face and only wears light makeup. Natural hair with highlights from the sun. Again, I need to tell how makeup and hair help people to be more creative and identify themselves, not hiding behind it. And wait, do all traditional wives think that way? Don't speak too fast. It's more complicated because half of the traditional wives believe that you should put makeup and look good for your husband.
Upkeep your beauty maintenance. Men, husbands, they're very visual to make sure that you look presentable, whatever that may mean to you. For me, full face of makeup. I love house dresses, and that's just me.
That means that the difference between the first one and the second is purpose. You want to do it for yourself or for your husband. I don't mean to say that for all traditional wives, because I know many of them won't agree with the post I've shown you. The phrases in the picture are extremely racist and disgusting, so I can't find any reason why you would want to use that picture as a representation of your life choices. But still, there are some creators who take feminism as an absolute evil.
I'm not a feminist. I can see men and I don't immediately feel threatened. I'm not a feminist. And then people ask me if I'm actually a woman. I'm not a feminist. I can wear dresses and feel pretty.
Yes, feminism has not fought and fights for women's rights. It's about looking ugly and hating men. It's so great to judge people from stereotypes from the internet. You think, why in the Middle Ages everyone drew lions like that?
I'm not a feminist. Thank you. I'm not a feminist. I can actually cook. Not a feminist. I don't hate children.
I'm not a feminist. I don't eat children and kittens for breakfast. You know who is the most famous feminist? Satan. It's proven by, just believe me. Hashtag feminism, feminist, women empowerment.
I'm not a feminist. I would watch this video and I wouldn't be offended.
Yeah, it's so strange you wouldn't be offended with a video where you offend people with whom you don't belong. And what's even more important, without feminism, this creator would never have a chance to film videos on TikTok. But she has sprinkled everything with nice hashtags, so I guess it doesn't count. I can do everything myself. I don't need a man. I'm hanging up on you. You can't watch Disney movies without your husband now? What if it's not my dream? I don't want the Beast turning into the prince, everyone knows he sucks. There is one problem with this post: life isn't a Disney movie. And it's kind of hard to achieve that happily ever after. And not every woman finds their happiness in relationships with men, which will never prove to ultra-traditional wives from this video. I want to say that I have nothing against traditional wives' lifestyle. As I said, you can live like you see it and the way you like it. What I don't understand is why they like to put down other women who have chosen to live another way. We're all different and like different things. Is it that hard to understand. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I am a small creator and it is really important for me. Bye!